Hey y'all. So I watched about an hour of the Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal documentary. I couldn't finish it. Maybe I'll finish it at some point, but I couldn't finish it. Not because it was too emotional, but because it just turned into derivative WB dribbble. I mean, it was cool and everything, seeing the OE Bray Wyatt and seeing him and FCW and all that, but it just turned into like the Undertaker and John Cena were talking about. Oh, I upped him, I upped Wyatt, and I'm not, I'm not saying they fully didn't. I'm not saying that, but it's, it's like okay. And this actually goes good with the report, that I read. I can't remember why I read this. I've heard this for a couple of years, but I read that Undertaker wanted Bray Wyatt to break the streak. Yeah, bro, if you wanted Bray Wyatt to get over and break the streak and get over massively, why didn't you push harder for it? I mean, was it just the case where Vince said, no, I don't want Bray to break the streak, and I don't want Bray to beat you at Mania? Cause what's funny is Bray and Undertaker had a match at WrestleMania 31, but it was after, right after Brock broke the streak at WrestleMania 30. And I mean, like, there's no need for the streak to continue at that point. And I mean, John Cena was talking about that too, how much he likes the character and all that. And I mean, like, and why didn't you beat him at WrestleMania? But, we skip a little further ahead. We get to the Fiend stuff. And it's funny, because the Fiend is a load of bad booking. I mean, the Fiend was awesome, but the Fiend is a load of bad booking. The Fiend is a result of John Cena, which I'm not too sure if they would have gotten to the Undertaker or The Rock. I think The Rock is too egotistical for that. The Rock's a piece of work too that I'll get to, but I don't think they could have got. If they got Kane, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense because Kane didn't really do anything to Bray Wyatt, but they did not get Taker. Taker's ego was, but it's just a personal thing. Maybe ego had nothing to do with it. I don't know. But the Undertaker actually narrated the documentary too, which was something. But we get to the Fiend character, and they talk about, one of the first things that Bruce Pritchard really needs to get off the documentary, then be fired. One of the first things that Bruce Pritchard said was the Firefly Funhouse was in Bray's mind, which was imaginary, and I mean, until it wasn't. Because, I mean, Seth Rollins destroyed the Funhouse episode of Raw, which was just horrific for the character. I mean, made Bray look like an absolute chump. I should go back before that. Randy Orton talked about him, and he talked about how much he loved Bray Wyatt and all that, and they talk about a WWE title win and all that, and how he's their guy and everything, and they have everyone capping when it comes out, which I mean, you think it's gotta be dead. I mean, what to have just everyone capping for every single thing that everyone does around there? But yeah, they have everyone capping at the end of the chamber, and they like, oh, we knew he's gonna be our guy. He's gonna be our guy. And yet for about a month, because Randy Orton's gonna beat him at WrestleMania and on the Wood. Well, actually, one of the two Wood matches that the two would have at WrestleMania together. But yeah. So Randy Orton talking about how much he loves Bray Wyatt and I'm like, as Randy Orton, I'm like, but that's not gonna stop me from RKOing him and winning the WWE title at WrestleMania. Undertaker too, I just remember this. Undertaker saying, oh, I was struggling with my confidence. I was really struggling with my confidence, but getting in the ring with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, man. I mean, and I'm like, going back to it, but when I beat him at WrestleMania, it proved to me that as very younger talent, I could do that too. But no, I am being kind of facetious. There may be something that go into that, but ultimately maybe Vince McMahon has the final say in all that. But Undertaker and John Cena are two top tier talents. Like they've got Vince there, so I don't know how much influence they really had. And then we go back to Finn character, and Bray talks about, oh, creative had nothing for him, and then Bruce comes on, says something like that, and I'm like, that's your fault. That's your fault. That's the fault of creative. They say Braun Strowman just got off on their own. The Eric Rowan and New Copper is kind of formed the Bludgeon Brothers, and Bray was directing this. I mean, like, that is your fault. That is WB Creative's fault. That has nothing to do with them. That's your fault. You're the one who couldn't keep the character working. But I'm getting a little hot. So I couldn't finish the documentary because, like I say, it turned into the typical WB drivel rewriting of history. And the comeback finger too. The last thing I'll say is they hop, which I was 50% sure they do something like this, but I wasn't really thinking about it. They had him go with his match from Finn Balor as the Fiend to John Cena. They completely skipped which is one of the benefits of being WB. You could do that. You could do that so that WWE could cut out and edit around. Made me think that in hindsight, that didn't go over well with the fans. The fans cannot do that themselves, which is sad. But they completely got over Hell in a Cell and a Betsy Saudi Arabia with Goldberg, where Goldberg beats him with ease. And I did want, because nothing would surprise me about them at this point. I did want, them to get Goldberg for an interview, and then to say, Goldberg say, I am the Fiend, I am the 5-5 I am Bray, I am all that. But, of course, that wasn't going to stop me from burying him, beating him for the Universal title in Saudi Arabia with ease. And then, Seth Rollins talk about him too. Which again, I'm sorry that didn't go down like I said it did, but it seemed pretty close with this cultist mentality that WP Superstar do have as a company. But maybe I'll watch the rest of the documentary later. I mean, I'm sure it does end nicely, and I'm sure it does end happy as it can. But if you want derivative WB dribblle in like an hour, maybe 50 minutes in, then this is documentary for you. But if you don't, just start watching after like 50 or 40 minutes, cause it'll really irritate you. Like it irritated me. And also The Rock is another piece of work. He comes out at WrestleMania 32 and he says, "Oh, 1,000,000 fireflies, stuff, and you're really something here, pal. You're really something. Here, come over, Eric Rowan. I got a rock bottom for you, and I got to beat you in 6 seconds." And then nothing comes out of that. But, yeah, typical WB revisionist history dreck. But, if you're just curious, I say watch it. But if you get irritated really easy, like I do, with the other stuff, then just don't bother. But I will say, kind of killed out, Bray Wyatt did seem like a really wonderful man. I mean, I knew that before the documentary even aired, but you see some of the stuff with his family and all that, and he did seem like a really wonderful guy. But guys, I'll see you when I see you.